Hey, welcome back everyone to The Great Review with your host, Uncle Ho-Ho. Alright, so today we're going to be doing the review of the Akaso BRAVE4 action camera. Before we get to that, remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, leave a like, and definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see next time on the channel. Alright, so let's talk a little bit briefly about the camera. This is a camera. This is the same camera I did the unboxing of in the other video. So there is a reason why I bought this. I bought this because it was a really good price on Amazon. Compared to a GoPro, it's quite inexpensive. And for the fact that I was going to be throwing it into the lake and capturing some underwater footage, I wanted something that I could play around with and not worry too much if it gets lost or if it gets damaged. So I've had the opportunity to mess around with the camera now for a couple days and experiment with different water depth and in different scenarios to see the clarity of the camera. And I felt that it was a good time for me to actually now do a review video on the camera. So yeah, this is it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to share with you guys what I think of it. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the review portion of the video. It's going to be split up into a couple different sections. For the most part, my focus is going to be on giving you guys a tour of the camera, talking to you guys the different settings that the camera has, the different features that the camera has, then my overall impression on the camera itself, and then finally I will also be showing some test footage of the underwater scenes that I did. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, here we have the Akaso camera. Again, this is the BRAVE4 unit. It's a 4K resolution action camera. It is currently in its water protectant or waterproof casing. So we're gonna go ahead and take the camera out. Before I do that, there's a couple buttons here that allows you to trigger the buttons on the camera itself. So to open the case, this flips up, which unlocks this portion of it, and then just the back of it opens up nicely like that. Let's go ahead and look at the camera itself. Starting with the front, here's the lens, front screen, and then the power on, mode selection, and exit button. On the right side of the camera, you have the up and down buttons. The up triggers the Wi-Fi connection, and then it's used during the menu to scroll up and down. If you look here closely, you can see a speaker port, so audio comes in and out. On the bottom side, you see the cover for the battery. On the left side of the camera, you have the micro USB port, you have a mini HDMI or micro HDMI port, and you have a micro SD card slot. Across the top, you have the OK button. This is also used to turn on the Wi-Fi. And then on the back, you have the secondary screen. So this screen will show you your images. We're gonna go ahead and turn that on now. So before we do that, let's go ahead and insert the SD card into the SD slot. So the way it's inserted is, I believe it goes like this. So now it's nice and flush, and then you just use your fingertip to push it in. When I first got it, I had some major issues trying to get the SD card in its slot. Is really, how do you say, is really much of a pain point getting the SD card in there. So I actually had to look up a video to see if I was doing it right. Sure enough, I was doing it right, but you really have to press that card deep in. So you need to use your fingernail to push on the edge of the card and really firmly press it in. All right, for the battery, I had a similar issue. Let's get a better view of the battery cover here. So this door wasn't opening for me, so I actually had to use a flathead screwdriver to pry open the battery case door. Now that I did it the one time, it's actually comes out fairly easy. So it's just there, you just kind of pull out. And this is the battery that comes with, it just slides in. And there's this little film here to make it easy to pull the battery out. And like I said, once you get the SD card in for the first time and you get the battery pack or the battery cover removed the first time, it becomes easy afterwards. So that's a good thing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and press this button until it turns on. I'm gonna try to get that reflection of that light. You see that LED indicator to the left, it's blue. You can get the welcome screen. All right, so on here you see a bunch of information. You see your camera, some additional information. You also see the date, time. It shows that you have an SD card inserted. It shows a microphone, and it shows a couple other features here. And it's also showing you the resolution that the camera is currently set on. Currently, I have it set to 1080, 1080p and 60 frames per second. So again, I'm showing you once I press this up button, it's going to enact the Wi-Fi. And then you just exit with the power button. Actually, let's see, yeah, so let me restate that. You exit with the up button and that does that. The down button, if you press it here, you can turn on and off the microphone. All right, so now that we're here, to switch the menu or to switch where you're at right now I'm in video mode. To switch that, I press the power button, which is the mode selection. And you see it's going to switch me to photo. Now I'm taking a photo. It shows 20 megapixel. Gives me a readout also of my battery level. Some additional information there. Press it again. Now it opens up for me to be able, sorry for the colorization here, but let me see if I could change the picture to something a little bit darker. Something that's easier to see. All right, I think that may be a little bit easier for you guys to see. So here you can select what you want to look at, whether it's the picture that you've taken or the video you've taken. In order to access that, you just get to the screen and then hit the OK button, and that turns on what you filmed, so you can review what you just filmed. Again, all of these features are accessible through the waterproof case with the silver buttons that I pointed out earlier. If I hit the mode selection, it takes me to, let's see, there we go. It takes me to the sub menu. Here I can actually change my settings, resolution, loop recording, gyroscope, wide dynamic range, time-lapse record, motion detection, record audio, date stamp, angle, diving mode. This is the mode that you would use for underwater footage. Special effects, self-timer, image size. This correlates to the type of image size that you're going to be capturing, whether it's 20 megapixel, 8 megapixel, whatever the case may be. Burst, quality, sharpness, white balance, color, ISO settings, your exposure value, anti-shaking, locking, setting up for the Wi-Fi, date and time, auto power off and on. The beep sound that you're hearing, voice prompt is activated when you start recording. OSD, car. This is a pretty cool feature if you're using this for a car, as a car camera. You connect it to the lighter ignition, or the lighter what's it called, the little lighter connection in your car. And what this does is that when you turn on the car, the camera starts recording. When you turn off the car, the camera turns off. Language, screen save, frequency, the format. This lets you format the SD card. This lets you set everything back to the default setting, and then this tells you the version of the update that you have on your camera. So those are all the main parts, or all the main sub-menus here. There's a total of 9 pages. When you hit the power button, it takes you back to that front page, which is your camera. And so, like I mentioned earlier, in order to take pictures and to record video, you hit the OK button, and you'll hear the voice announcement when it starts recording.
Video start.
And now it's being indicated by the little flashing light here next to the camera. And now you press it again, and that turns it off. And as you heard the recording as well there. All right, so this is the Akaso BRAVE4. It's 4K resolution camera. Like I mentioned, I've been using the 1080 with the 60 frames per second for smoother transactions. I've played around with some of the other settings, but I kind of prefer the 60 frames per second for the footage, especially when we're dealing with underwater footage. So let's go ahead and take a view of the sample footage I took underwater. All right, let's get to that. All right, now that we're back, let's go ahead and put this back where it belongs. Oops. So your kit comes when you purchase the kit, as I mentioned earlier. I'll show you a better video of this later. It comes with several features. It comes with the waterproof case, 2 batteries, and a charger with a micro USB cord. It comes with different mounts. This is like a bicycle mount. There's also a couple other various mounts you can install, such as helmet mount and car mount, and a couple other accessorials that comes with the kit. And then a cool thing comes with is this splash proof wrist controller that you could put on if you're diving. So I'll show you how that works. So let me go ahead and turn the camera back on. So again, these silver buttons will trigger the buttons on the camera. Turned it on. All right, so now the camera is on. If you're diving, you want to take a photo, you press the red icon, and the voice announces that you just took a photograph. And then if you want to record, you press this button, and it starts the video. And when you're done, press it again, and it stops the video. This is really cool. It's nice that they include this, so it makes it very user-friendly if you don't have your hands on the camera because of whatever you may be doing. right, guys, now that we covered the overview of the camera and I provided some few talking points, I want to actually talk about how I felt with the camera and using it for the past several days. I find that putting it in the water and getting the clarity of the images that I saw, especially when I put it under the lake water, was a lot better than what I was expecting. So in that regards, I found the footage to meet my expectations and I come away satisfied with using this. I think it's going to be an ideal camera to really get in there and do some really cool underwater filming. I thought the quality of being able to see the different kind of aquatic life in the water, in the level of detail that the camera offers, was very sufficient. I also like the level of quality when filming it in more clear water, like pool water, for example. I did a couple different takes with it. I also filmed my kids playing the pool and the footage was actually really good. I think that there is room for improvement. I think that obviously getting one of the more higher end versions of this product would yield better results to a certain extent. I found that when I was running or when I was moving the camera and jolting it around, that there was some clipping in the video. But overall, I think for the price, the quality of the camera itself, the ease of use after you get accustomed to the layout of the functions and the layout of the features, it really surprisingly well. So I definitely recommend the Akaso BRAVE4 for an entry-level, inexpensive action camera for someone who wants to just go out, have fun, film themselves doing different action items, and not having to worry about having an extremely expensive piece of equipment and either losing it, damaging it, or whatever may happen. So this is definitely a camera that I will be using. I will be taking a lot of footage with it. You guys should hopefully see those in some of my upcoming videos. So yeah, definitely worth the buy. If you go into my description down below right now, you'll see that I left you guys with the link for this product on Amazon and on Wish. And on Wish right now, there's a promo there that you can enter to receive a discount on the camera. So go ahead, and if you want it, that's what I recommend doing. There is one extra thing that I wanted to do here with you guys. So I got this right here. I actually purchased this on Amazon for about 20 bucks. It's a bag of goodies for the Akaso camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it and show you guys what I got. And this is the proper way of opening these things. Just fill it out. All right. So right off the top, I see this little item here. So this is supposed to be if you're taking footage underwater, there's a strap for the camera, and then this hooks to the camera itself. This is in case you accidentally let go of the camera. With this attached, the camera will float up to the surface of the water, and you should be able to easily retrieve it while it's floating at the top of the water. There are a couple different mounting hardwares here. I believe one of this, I think this one is the one for the body. So this is like a one that you strap in front of you. See, it's a chest piece. And you put that on and you put your camera in the front of it. So if you're doing fishing or if you're doing something else, you're able to capture that. This is a wrist mount. So you could do that. You could use this if you're doing some activity in which you want the camera to be here. Maybe you want to be able to talk to the camera. I don't know. A helmet mount, or a head mount rather said, so you can put your camera there, put it on your hat, put it on your head, and be able to film at point of view level. This I think is for the car. As you can see, it has a suction shield here of some sort. So I'm sure this is for like a car mount. If you're gonna use this in the car, you just put it against the windshield and then it suctions to the windshield. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get it back into the bag. You have another mount. It looks like it's for bicycle maybe. To be honest, I don't know what this is for. Something. I'll figure it out. Again, this is something, but I don't know what it's for either. So a lot of these I'm gonna have to figure out. All right, this mount, if you can see that. So this must grab onto something. Maybe you have a rope or something you want to mount the camera to. I don't understand what the application for that would be. A couple additional clip mounts. You get a couple of those with the actual product itself. This is another attachment for something else. You see your clip mount would get connected into that. This is pretty cool. A tiny little tripod for your GoPro. So if you're doing something closer, maybe making a YouTube video, and it looks like it's one of those where you can actually turn them, and you could take some weird different angles with this. So this is actually pretty cool. I'm going to test this out. Looks like Squidward. Oops, just dropped it. There you go. And you put your camera on there. And that's that for that one. This is another one like the one I had earlier. This is the one that comes with the camera. And then this looks like a secondary one, and it has a couple other attachments here for you to do different things with it. And then it looks like some additional spare parts here and another connector, so like you can connect it here to the to this tripod. All right, so that is what you get from Akaso. They actually created this additional parts kit from Amazon. I'll drop the link to this too, and I'll check to see if Wish has the same little extra kit, and I'll attach the link there as well. So definitely check out the description. I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope that you guys really enjoyed what you guys got to see here, and definitely, like always, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, you know. So I look forward to our next video. This is Uncle Ho Ho signing out from The Great Review. Peace.